Up.
All right, okay.
Okay, John, we have Lotta, Richard Long,
Yeah.
Just a second.
and
Lotta,
Nancy
who was
in
the
the
second?
room.
Who was the second one?
And Ellen Endersall and Don at home.
Who was the second one at your place?
Such an exclusive group.
You had Nancy and Lotta and who?
He's saying something.
He said Puma.
Say that again.
Richard Long,
Oh, Richard. Okay.
Nancy.
Yep. Got it.
Okay,
Thank
is it
you.
working if I just stand here and talk, Mickey?
It's on your phone, so your phone. You know what? For now, try turning your mind down. All the way down. Oh, it's down. Oops, geez, I knocked it. Here.
I just got a message. Computer club meeting. How do we get rid of the echo?
I have to turn the volume down, which means.
But it still echoes.
Which means we can't
I
hear
think-
any of our group if they talk.
Oh, all right, we'll have to remember to repeat them. In the newsletter, which is linked off the webpage as usual, we are announcing our Christmas lunch like we did the last couple years at Golden Corral at 11:30 on December 5th. And
Which is a Thursday.
which is a Thursday instead of a Tuesday, by the way, the first Thursday of the month. And as you walk in, you'll pay for your lunch, and when you sit down with us, you get a $10 rebate towards your purchase. I don't know what it costs nowadays.
I was holding our record Tuesday, when I had to go somewhere on the.
Yeah, we can't get Tuesdays anymore.
And we're back in that Tuesday void.
Is it in a private room or?
Yeah, there's a room over. We've always been able to get that. It's not a busy time for them for that. And we've got some prizes here that Glenn, when he came last year, he brought us a couple nice pieces of hardware, or at least this one, and then some t-shirts and a mug.
Coming in. Tell them why I'm on here.
Hey, you found us.
Yes, I found you.
Pretty good for being late. Don't be late.
I tried.
Anyway, so we're selling raffle tickets and we'll have prizes.
Yeah, so we'll have prizes at the lunch, and I'll real quick for his sake, we're gonna do Tuesday.
You gotta.
We're moving around our technology, hoping it works. We're doing a lunch in December. Before you leave, I'll go back over this with you. And then for the January, February, March, and April meetings in the new year, we will be meeting on Thursdays again, like we've had to do the last couple years to accommodate Mickey's tax schedule.
Why are we doing the lunch on a Thursday in December?
Cause I don't know when my training starts.
Because he was afraid he'd already be.
Well.
Yeah.
In the new year on Thursdays they'll be here.
Except for December when we go to eat.
Yeah, just no meeting in December, just the lunch get together.
Same time,
Nope, 11:30.
I'll give you a copy of this. We'll take a picture of it for your phone or something.
It's on the newsletter page.
But we want to make sure.
You go to LCCUG.com. You go back to the newsletter.
He's showing, reminding everybody where it is on.
People can't see because you're sharing. And here's another.
Minutes.
Mickey did the newsletter again since Pam's still involved with her husband's illness.
She
She did pop into the genealogy meeting by Zoom last night, but she looks thinner. Her face looks thin, so I must be wearing her, you know, as it would.
He's not any better.
Well,
He
he was getting better. He was at a rehab, and then he got sick again this last week, and they had to send him to the clinic.
Oh,
I think he has COVID. And she made a point not to visit him for like a week or two because she was exposed to COVID. And oh my God.
Sandy has an echo.
wait. I think I heard.
Yeah, Sandy has an
Wait.
echo.
Say that again.
Sandy has an echo.
Unfortunately, I don't know that we can fix this. Let me try muting myself.
You are clear. You are clear, Mickey.
Straight.
You are clear.
So, see it now.
Is there still an echo?
That was clear. That
One
was
of us
the-
gets the echo. Okay. So Mickey's doing a shorter newsletter, but we thank him for pulling it together. And we want to consider accepting the executive board meeting or the general meeting, right?
Yes.
The minutes, let's just say the minutes in the newsletter as they appear on page 4. Do I have a motion? I so moved. Thank you.
Who is that?
No, it was yeah.
Who?
Got 2 Ellens, right? Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Ellen Wadge made the motion to accept the minutes,
And
and everybody made a motion.
wait, who made a second?
Yeah, right.
Mickey?
So put down whoever you want.
Ah,
All in favor?
aye.
They all accepted it.
Aye.
Okay. Well, the first thing I wanted to do was to demonstrate one of the chat AI's artificial intelligence on my phone. So we have it set up a little differently here. And once I try that, if it goes all right, we'll switch over to watching some short videos about some of these new tools. So,
When you start playing, it stop again for a couple seconds.
okay. So let's see if we can do this. Landscape? But the phone is long ways.
Right.
Okay. Now, how do I get over to my phone? I'm looking at myself.
You got to share. Well, you wanted to tell everybody how to get there first.
I want to show them.
So right now, what application are you in? Are you in Zoom or are you in?
I'm Zoom, evidently.
You're in Zoom. Okay. So we want to do the sharing of the screen. Where is that? Share. Okay, so we want to do the sharing of the screen.
Screen.
Right. Start now. Okay, so now everybody's seeing the
Okay.
screen. Now you want to get,
I
you
just
want to
want
tell
to show
people
them.
what you want to do, and then once you get there, and before you start the video, you want to turn your
Sound.
turn the sound on to your share the audio. Share the audio.
Okay. Don, are you hearing okay at home?
Yes, clear.
Okay. Okay, well, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Share him, share everybody.
Okay, so on my phone, I have several links set up to get to some of the chats out there, such as I'm going to click on my folder, and there's Chat GPT, one called Perplexity, and Bing actually is changed over to Copilot, and then the one called Assistant's really Gemini. So as fast as you think, oh, I see that, that's nice, I'll come back and use it, they change. Oh yeah, what is, they adding something to it or something?
Okay.
Okay. And then Claude. Claude is another one. But the one I wanted to show today is Copilot. So I'm going to click on Copilot. And they're offering to play me a little summary of news for the day. You know how a lot of times even Google will have, here's the news stories of the day or something. So I'm not going to click on that. But at the very bottom, is this translating over to the?
Yeah, they can see.
Okay. Okay. In a minute, I'll do a little second test and make sure they can hear that. But at the very bottom, it says message Copilot. Do you see on the bottom? Standing. And that's where I'm going to, well, I want to click on the microphone. Did you hear? Because that was.
Did you hear what it said? No, okay. Oh, you're not sharing audio. That's why.
Okay.
Uh,
Okay. But it's.
Just ignore that it's can't hear. Just read.
And where do I have to say yes, audio? So is that set right? Hi, I'm here to ask you a couple questions. Hi, can you hear me? Oh, shoot. What is not working? Share audio off. Hi, I have a question about the weather today in Lorain County, Ohio. I have a question about the weather today in Lorain County, Ohio. Is she hearing me? I have a little video we can watch instead if we have to. Too many, yeah.
Trying to take the mic.
Yeah. So if I just, bye. Just talk.
Because,
Then I don't need the phone at all.
no, well, did you want to show it on your phone or did you want to show it on your computer?
I'm not going to show it because I don't think I can make it work.
Well, the video.
Oh, the video is just like we always do.
Okay. We can just do it on-
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So stop the share.
See why I can't do it.
All right, so the bottom line is when you stop your share, I can. All right, you got your share started now.
It is.
You make me feel so good.
The problem is that we've got too many devices all on Zoom, all in the same room, and if we get this echo. If we were all in different rooms, we wouldn't have this problem.
Here.
Okay.
Here, Mickey, make it.
Okay.
And I'll just talk for a minute here.
Stop share. Okay. Well, we want to mute.
Just make that go away. So the co-pilot now, as you might have heard, when I click on it, started it up, it says, "Hi Sandra, what can I do?" Today, in a sing-songy, supposedly real person type of a voice. And that just amuses me to heck. And then it goes on, and I'll ask it a question I hadn't prepared, some the weather. And ask Alexa that. And then she'll, it looks like it's this and that, and any other questions about that?
We could probably do that on the computer. You done with this Zoom meeting on your
Yes,
phone?
yes,
So
we
we
can
can
go
actually
ahead.
do. Yeah.
There'll be one less thing to have to figure out here. But I just am fascinated by the fact that I can sit here and have this conversation with somebody. And I'm always kind of flustered and nervous, like they're gonna judge me. Which is silly, because it's.
Can you ask a complicated question?
Yes, you can ask a multi-layered question. If such and such could such and such happen, and then if so, what happens?
Or if I want to know something about ADD for one of my grandchildren.
Yes, you can ask ADD, give me an overview of what ADD is involved with. Then when she comes back, you can say, well, like you said on point 2, that it's such and such. Can you elaborate more on that, or ask? Yeah, just, you're gonna have a conversation. It's so cool. And the voice is very, natural, I guess. So most people I talk to aren't that
They don't,
cheerful.
they don't say, what a silly question.
They don't, there's no dumb question.
Now, what about, because I'm afraid of hacking and so on and so forth.
Right, now I don't know, I'll ask Mickey's opinion, but to me, I'm not worried. I suppose maybe if I asked how to make a bomb or something.
Oh, no, I mean, I just have a very little bit of money and I don't want anybody.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
the ones I'm showing and talking about do not cost money. Though, for most of them, there is a pro version with more bells and whistles that will cost money. And
Okay,
a lot of those are intended for business use.
so we are back on,
Oh, so you're gonna demonstrate it from there?
yeah, I think
Yeah.
that would be the best thing.
Well, now, I don't know, we'll try Gemini, they might have.
We need to watch and make sure if we have any peanut gallery requests or whatever, because I can't see the participants anymore. All right, so what do we want to do with Gemini?
Yeah.
Gemini, the Google
Click on the
document.
speaker and see if it'll.
Well, the microphone, you mean?
I mean, the
Right, what do we want to ask it?
Oh, let's, somebody think of a question
Or she wanted to know something about,
about ADHD,
which is what, tell me.
attention deficit.
Well, I know what it is, but tell me what the question is.
Oh. Do you have a specific question or a general or?
Not right.
No,
Oh,
no,
well,
not right.
then, right, well, you wanted to know what, about the weather? Go ahead.
Sure, just try that.
Go ahead and talk.
You do it.
What's the weather in Lorain, Ohio?
See, she's not set up to talk back.
Looks like it's a chilly day in Lorain, Ohio. Right now, it's 46 degrees Fahrenheit and cloudy. Bundle up, because it feels even colder with the wind chill, making it feel like 39 degrees Fahrenheit.
I don't know, I've never used
Don't
it,
worry,
but
it's not going to get much colder. The high for
What's the weather in Lorraine, Ohio?
She prints it back, but I'm not sure how
She
to.
just says, listen.
in Lorraine, it's 46 and cloudy. Today, it'll be partly cloudy, with a high of 48 and a low of 33.
Can you go to the Copilot?
I can do that.
And I don't remember, maybe I did one little tweak, when I first did it. To make it talk the answer back to me,
Yeah.
and I don't remember now what it was, but
Okay,
we
my
could
speakers are all the way up.
always look it up.
Where did that go?
Yeah, that
Oh,
one.
hang on, I have to share that part. So far. All right. Now people are seeing the Copilot, all right?
I can get philosophical, creative, or poetic
Did
if
you
you
pick a
like.
voice?
Yeah.
Think of me
apparently
as your
so.
superpower in your pocket.
All right, let's try that.
Doesn't let you test.
Yeah, that was kind of weird. Copilot.
Want you to sign into
Oh,
Oh,
your
sorry.
thing.
Didn't hear you at first.
Weird.
I'm unavailable right now. So,
It should automatically know me, but I guess this is different than Bing or whatever,
Yeah,
than Explorer.
at first, the Microsoft search was Bing. And now they're getting away from the Bing name and using this Copilot.
Okay, there we go. So it linked my account with it. All right.
Now we'll try to ask it a question.
hey, Em. Good morning. How can I make your day a bit brighter?
What's the weather in Lorraine, Ohio? No.
I can't check the weather,
So apparently
but
I didn't hear that either.
Is your volume up or on your
Uh,
microphone?
Yeah, could be.
my volume is set to one level and can't be changed. As long as you can hear
Well,
me,
we can watch the little video that will demonstrate this.
But my phone is- oh, yeah, it's using that, but that's okay. Right, all right, so it's not listening to me either. Again, it might be because, it should be, because I've used this before at home and it works fine, but never on.
I was gonna mention that usually when I ask one of these tools a question, I would always type it. Because you get in the mode, because sometimes you're
Yeah.
out in the public and you don't want to be talking out loud to your phone. Although I guess everybody does, but and then at home, if I put it on talk back and forth, I usually have Alexa playing something, music or something, or maybe the TV in the background to keep me company all day, but then she starts picking up every voice and sound in the room. And I usually type on the little phone keyboard. I'm usually doing it on the phone at this point. And I have a terrible time. I don't know if it's the phone hitting the right key. I'm hitting the key next to it and you go back and correct it. And I thought, well, maybe I should just talk. So this talking where you go back and forth in conversational language, I just find it
It's
really
it's
cool.
nice, but again, since we're on Zoom, I don't know, it's just.
Yeah, that
it's not
Zoom
doing
is
too
a
well with-
complication for us right now. On the page where we have the links, if you go to the newsletter, it's
Homepage.
the homepage, the startup page, well, our club homepage is a link to this. Then we show it every week usually because we add what we're discussing. Like over here on the left, it says presentation links. And let's look at the one that's I guess it's the first one. Microsoft. Over here in the second section, Microsoft unveils refresh Copilot. that one. I think that's it.
What Microsoft
Yeah,
hopes
that's it.
is the next step
Now can we hear it?
Well, oh, let me see here. Turn the volume up.
forward in AI. It's a
All right, ask Don if you heard that.
Did you hear that, Don? When he
Yes.
spoke?
Yes,
Okay.
yes, I can hear it.
Okay,
Oh,
good. All right, there's just a 4-minute video, but I think they do a nice job of what we blew, what we couldn't do.
What Microsoft hopes is the next step forward in AI. It's a redesigned version of its Copilot, giving it voice and new capabilities to make it more of a personalized assistant. Trevor Auld got a chance to try it. Good morning, Trevor.
Good morning, Michael. You know, for years we have learned to talk in the language of the computer. Google searches like Mexican restaurants NYC. But this Copilot voice is built to talk to us in our language. They say it is emotionally intelligent, helping to tackle human issues as an AI that may feel more human than any tech we've seen before.
Good morning, Theodore.
Good morning.
You have a meeting in 5 minutes. You want to try getting out of bed? Get up!
You're too funny.
This morning, scenes like this from the 2013 movie Her, considered science fiction not that long ago, are now becoming all the more real. Microsoft is rolling out an update to its AI companion Copilot. Listen as it answers a question about housewarming gifts.
You could go for something versatile, like a nice set of artisanal teas, fancy olive oil, or a gourmet gift basket with like snacks and treats they can enjoy.
It's designed to be conversational. It says and ah, as if it were a human and a friend.
Which celeb does he remind you of?
Oh, he's totally one of the Chris's.
Microsoft says it doesn't just know facts, it's built to help you live your life. I gave it a try, asking for help planning a birthday party for my producer, Taylor.
It would be nice to have it kind of interactive, but also professional because she's a coworker.
Got it. How about a cocktail and canvas evening?
And also, just like the movies,
I want to learn everything about everything.
If you opt in, you can allow Copilot to learn about you. The company says it's built to be emotionally intelligent. We tested that too. And notice how this time it changes its tone.
I've been really busy and I'm pretty tired and work is a little tough today.
That sounds like a lot. If you need to unload, I'm here to listen.
What do you think I should do?
Well, there are a few ways to tackle this.
But the technology will soon go far beyond that. Microsoft says Copilot will eventually be able to act on your behalf, managing your schedule, or accompanying you to the doctor and taking notes. They're even developing something called Think Deeper, allowing the AI to weigh in on major life decisions.
I think more and more we're going to see more what we call agentic behavior. So the system starting to take actions on our behalf or make decisions on our behalf, and us getting to a place where we might trust that. But of course, we need to be very thoughtful because there's also the potential to have tools that are making decisions in the background that are not affecting us in positive ways.
Well, the Microsoft Copilot voice feature is available for free to download right now, and some of the more advanced features are going to roll out slowly. One moment that I took note of talking to it, you heard me ask, I'm having a tough day, and it told me that I should get some rest. We went off several minutes talking about other things. I finished talking to it, and it circled back and said, are you going to get some rest today? It remembered what we had talked about earlier in the day.
Creeping me out.
Yeah,
I get that.
I don't want a machine emoting.
But when it goes and I'm like, oh no. Okay, but there's you ask some substantial questions like where should I move?
Right.
All these different things.
Yeah, and
but I guess the biggest thing a lot of people wonder, are there any fail safes?
Yeah, for sure. And Microsoft did say that there's a number of safeguards. If you ask it a substantial life question, one example for the future was, should I move to this city or should I move to that city? That has significant impact. Microsoft says that they've got safeguards, number one, to protect your privacy, and also in terms of specificity, in terms of guidance, especially right now. If you ask it something like, should I quit my job? You're likely going to get a much more generic, guarded answer about weighing options and things to consider without it telling you directly what to do with your life.
What if it says yeah?
Well, then it's been nice working with you guys.
Thanks for trying out for us, Trevor.
So anyway, that's a quick look hurriedly at what it can do. And I it's when I'm talking to, I get flustered, like they're judging me, like I should sound more intelligent, or I should have thought this through before I started asking questions. But it's fun. It's kind of fun. And like the movie Her, which is what we decided a good 10 or more year old movie with an actor walking on the beach, with his phone there with the camera pointing out, so his online companion could see what he was doing and where he's going, which was kind of amusing too. But that was kind of a clever movie. So if it, and like Ellen was saying, is it safe to do? Now, the ones I'm using so far, nothing wants me to join or ask for membership. Now, I think you had to join with your Microsoft ID.
No, you just have to log in.
Log in.
Right.
Cause and like on the Gemini, which is a Google product, I just log in with one of my emails and it sees I'm one of its people, I guess.
Is there a way to shut that off? It just recently came on my phone and it just is very invasive.
Oh, the Gemini, where
it's like Clippy, remember Clippy?
Right,
Okay.
right, for sure. Well, I don't know, Mickey,
I think I haven't messed
I
with
didn't
it.
ask for it, but
Well, if you click on it, it should have some settings, or you can go to the settings.
I didn't want to click on it because I was afraid it would
Well, there
embed
you go.
itself.
Okay.
Click on it and say, how do I get rid of you?
There you go. I think it would go die somebody. I mean, the idea of an app just, hey, let's talk.
No, you just want to be anonymous. And
How do you know they're not? It came in on my text messages. All of a sudden, there it is.
I think in their security messages, they say we're not, my temptation is that they're going to save the information to market to me, which they all do anyway. I mean, even your email will
The fact that it's
pick up information to market.
It implanted itself in my text messages. What else is it doing?
In your text message?
It just showed up as a text.
Oh, that's just a notification.
Yeah, and it wants to go out and play, and we're gonna be best friends, and I don't know. I just want to get rid of it. I mean, I'm great when something comes when I call it.
Well, I can understand that. And I know a lot of people, it's something unknown, something brand new to us.
It's not like an email, which is, there's a lot of, emails coming through that you didn't ask for. But a text message, that means it knows my phone number. Well, obviously it's a Google, whatever.
Well, I sure get a lot of junk in my text anymore.
Why is that surprising?
I get a lot of.
Well, they were saying that a lot of young black men were getting notices after the election.
To go work in the plantation.
Cotton fields. How did somebody know to send them out to just young black people?
Well, even the women were getting those.
True.
But I believe they are all African American.
Well, I guess, certain apps might identify people by their preference.
And then that stays out there, I guess.
That's kind of scary though, I mean, kind of music. A machine can just select off.
Yeah, they must be saving it someplace.
Well, but like I said, if you send somebody a email, like on Gmail, and say, I'm looking to buy a new refrigerator, what style did you get last year? You're gonna start getting advertisements about refrigerators.
Because you're email.
Because it picked up refrigerator, and that's how Google makes their money.
So that means every time you type something, whatever it is, it's stored someplace.
Probably, do you think, Mickey?
I wasn't listening, sorry. I'm working with the Gemini app. What was your question?
Like I said, if you type a Gmail and say, I'm looking for a new refrigerator to a friend, you'll start getting refrigerator advertisements.
That's what happened to me last year.
Yeah, and it's weird, but and Lana says, where is it stored?
What's stored?
The fact that you're looking for a refrigerator.
Well, Google has to scan, or all email providers have to scan
all of them
to make sure that they don't have viruses. And what they usually do is they'll search for words, or parse the words, and you maybe use those for marketing. But they a lot of times it's not personal Yeah, you will get one because it has to be your email, but it's not like they're using your personal data.
Don, can you hear Mickey when he talks?
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
good. All right. Just
Yeah, that's
checking.
why I put it in the center there.
Just checking. Well, like somebody, Huey in the Tech for Seniors did a little video. And if you've done any shopping online, like go to Walmart to see if they have a product. And if it comes up, it'll say it's in, because you've indicated what store you're going to be going to, it'll indicate it's in row 6, shelf 3. And they almost have to do that because so much of it is shopping. You know, they have shoppers in the store filling carts for people that place their online order anyway. So the computer knows what you want, and or even if you don't, if you just stop and look at it, it says it can track you're in row 6, aisle 3, or I don't know. And it knows what's on that shelf. And it's she was looking at dog collars. Or whatever.
Meyer, the store Meyer or Meyer, how do you pronounce it? When you buy something, few things, and if you didn't go there and didn't buy anything, they send you, that we have a coupon for you for the item you bought.
Because you considered it.
Yeah.
You're a likely.
Well, also, when you went there, did you use your Meyer sign in? Did you sign into the Meyer app, your loyalty program?
Yeah, sometimes if you go in through an app, there's.
Well, you
sign back
have to
in.
register. Did you, what's your loyalty number?
So it's one of those privacy thing you have to sign,
Oh, where it
We have
says
to
that.
agree.
Well, it's a trade-off. I mean, do you want the points and do you want the coupons, or do you want to be, anonymous? If you want to live off the grid, then you won't get all these stuff. I happily use the Burger King, McDonald's, and all that kind of stuff.
If you want their
because I shop there.
promotions.
So I want to get the coupons.
Yeah.
So I put in
that was nice.
And
Okay.
Myers always sends me
those paper
like
coupons.
6 or 7 really premium coupons because they saw I bought it before.
Yes.
Like tortillas.
But are you signed up?
Yes, I'm signed up through their loyalty program or whatever, but they send me some nice coupons. And you accumulate points and all this. I have more energy than I have to keep track of all the things, but I personally have accepted this as what I want to do.
Yeah, I mean, I'm willing to trade my privacy in, such as it is for savings, for money savings. So I shop at Giant Eagle most of the time and I get their perks points and I get coupons, and if I look at the sale ad in advance, I can clip the e-coupons, and then when I go to the store and use my barcode, it just automatically takes the discounts off. So it's better for me to do that and give up some of my privacy than.
I did a free several month trial of the Walmart Plus membership. And it's kind of trying to compete with Amazon Prime, I think. And so it was encouraging me to do a free delivery. So I went online and I got the big bag of dog food because I don't have to carry it.
Right.
And I looked for a couple gluten-free products that I would have to meander the store looking for to see if they had it, and then put it in the cart. Well, when it came, and it came exactly when it said it was going to come, it was delivered like at 8 in the morning. The sweater I had clicked on, probably not paying attention, was small, and I don't need a small sweater. And the one product was a food mix, gluten-free food mix, but no, it's too cut. I'm not going to put all that time into cooking it. So I went in, filled out the form to return it, similar to what you do at Amazon. And they said, okay, it said, bring the sweater back. You've got 3 weeks or something to drop it off at the store. And we've credited your account today. And then the food item, it says, oh, we don't need that returned. We credited you for it.
Wow.
So I got the food item.
Yeah, they can't take food items back on.
Yeah. And I felt guilty then. I thought, well, just because I'm wishy-washy.
Myers,
So I'm gonna give it to my daughter to cook.
Myers Online has the very best shopping for special diets, and they have, because I have celiac, Crohn's, type 1 diabetes, all my grandkids have something.
Okay.
And and online, so you don't have to go through.
Yes, that's a real saving. I'll read in the discussion, social, discussion things. Oh, here's a new product I tried for gluten-free or something, and what are you gonna do? Go to 6 stores and hope they have it? Just click, click.
Yeah, online.
So far it was not, and then they give you, would you like to leave a tip? You know how you go in the store sometimes? And when you pay at the little machine, it says you want to leave a tip. Well, I usually don't if they
Walmart.
No, in the food stores.
For the delivery.
Okay.
No, I meant.
Oh, this, you changing something?
I'm changing slightly.
You lost me.
Yeah, I know. The
wouldn't shock me.
Thank you. The smoothie place. What's it called? Pulp. So I go to put my card in, and then it says, how much you want to tip? Well, to be honest, I don't usually tip at those places. But they give you, would you like to tip $1, $3, or $5? But the Walmart delivery did have that option. Now I could have said nothing.
Right.
So I just took the lowest one and said, okay. I think where I get my hair cut at Great Clips, they do that too. Anyway.
How do we get off on here?
I got off a little bit on back up. Oh, security. So if you embrace these kinds of services to get discounts and coupons and get into the delivery program, then you gotta, I think they have to be pretty secure, don't they? Their whole company depends on doing it right.
Well, most of the time, a lot of these, I mean, your Walmart Plus stores your credit card. Giant Eagle, I don't have a credit card, so McDonald's, well, I guess I do. But again, sometimes I put in my
one of those debit
virtual
cards.
credit cards.
Yeah,
right,
with the limit.
right.
Yeah.
So that will help you if you're afraid of your credit card information getting hacked from the store. You could use a virtual credit.
My one brother is like that. He gets the he gets the prepaid debit cards like Bluebird or used to be.
Okay, Bluebird is from Walmart. Yeah.
Walmart. And then it can't be hacked for more than you put on it.
Right.
And then maybe you control it and only put on it what you're going to spend that day, or you want it to be at risk. They seem to be working pretty well, I believe.
Go back to AI.
So back to AI, the question was about security. That might be a question we could ask the Gemini or something if you got one of them working.
Yeah.
Say, how can I feel comfortable knowing you're secure? Or AIs in general are secure. Chatbots, usually they call these chatbots. And if you saw in the little video we just watched, he talked about what they're planning for the future is a real virtual assistant. So you can say, okay, I'm looking for such and such dog food, and can you see if it's available at Amazon.com? And it'll come back and say, okay, you want me to put one in your cart? And you'll say yes or no. And it goes an extra step for you if you embrace this. It's your assistant. Like, is there a bus ticket I can get to Cleveland that leaves this afternoon? And they'll say, yes, I found one. You want me to start the order for you? And it's just, I suppose, like if you had an older individual who had trouble dealing with this, they might get carried away and you'd have to have somebody monitoring. No, Granny, don't get a bus ticket.
Go.
Or maybe you should, yeah.
Stay away.
Something like that, exactly. Okay, and I have another one that I have 2 short videos. It's called Google Notebook LM. I should know what the LM stands for, shouldn't I? But it's a Google product and it's kind of in their test mode. A lot of times they put these things out and throw them out to the people to start using, and then they it's a beta tester where they can see what problems people are asking about, but this one's been really well embraced. And I find it fascinating, so we're gonna look at that one.
Which one?
Let's do I was gonna go by the times, you took the times. Anything else?
I don't put those on there.
I know. We'll do the quick look, because I was gonna ask, I have a question for my chatbot and say, how can I keep track of my email better? I know to search it and look for things with attachments and all of that.
So there's the
Okay, let's do the first two.
I think quick overview and quick look.
And maybe don't speed them up because they're very short.
Everyone, Dustin Heisler here, president of your public parent company of GovTech and the Center for Public Sector AI with another generative AI update. Today, I'm going to be talking about Google's Notebook LM. If you haven't heard of Notebook LM, it's a new way to basically create your own curation, your own language model based on your own notes. And so right now I'm in Notebook LM, and you can add different sources. They could be documents, they could be a link. For example, I could say I want to link GovTech.com as a source here, so I can insert that link. But I can also add other types of links. So maybe I want to look at dropping a file in here. So I'll take the state of California's digital strategy and put it in here. And notice that now I have the ability, I've got a variety of different things. I can see, this is giving me a little bit of a summary, and I can say, how is California approaching digital? And I can ask questions of my sources. And so, if you think about semantically linking your own notes together and being able to kind of bring additional intelligence there, here I have that. But what's interesting about it is I have citations here that take me into the specific elements of that document, or within my notes if I had additional sources here that provide additional context. Now, one other thing that's really cool about this, you have this notebook guide, so I can create, an FAQ off of that document, and it will generate that. I could create a study guide if I were a student, or if I were someone selling into government, I wanted to read up on someone's, strategic plan and make sure that I was prepared. So here's kind of an FAQ that was created off of that document. One new thing is this new deep dive conversation. What's fascinating about this is this will actually generate an audio file that's a conversation of two individuals speaking together about that material. And so it's kind of a different way to learn about something. So let's let this generate and we'll hear what it sounds like. All right, so now we're back in business. We've got our audio overview that's been created. It's about 11 minutes and 23 seconds based on that. Let's hear what it sounds like.
So, can California, a state known for, pioneering tech, but also, let's be real, a bit of bureaucracy, can they actually pull off this whole digital revolution thing?
Interesting question.
Is what we're diving into today. You're super interested in how this big push for digital transformation is actually going. Like, are we seeing real change, or is it just talk?
Right.
So we've got California's official game plan right here, the state digital strategy.
Okay.
But we're not just taking their word for it. We're also looking at what GovTech is reporting.
Yeah.
Seeing if those big, ambitious goals are actually happening out in the real world.
Yeah, makes sense. Got to see the proof.
Exactly. So one thing that really struck me right away was how much they're emphasizing, putting people first. Yeah, I mean, we've all been there, right? Stuck on some clunky government website tearing our hair out.
Oh, tell me about it.
So it's actually kind of refreshing to see them really focusing on making things user-friendly, actually listening to what Californians need.
Yeah, that's huge. It's not just about some fancy algorithm.
So that's just a snapshot of what's here. And again, two sources. I gave them the state strategic plan and then access to govtech.com. Now imagine applying this to your own documentation and thinking about, putting your own notes in here and building a language model for you, for your own data. And this is where everything is heading. So it's really exciting to kind of see some of these new multimodal ways to interact with information, to get summaries, to get even suggested questions to go deeper in. So here is your preview of Notebook LM from Google. I'll drop a link in the comments below, and we'll see you for our next update.
So I think that's so cool.
Yeah.
I mean, you can upload very click easily chapters from a book, an essay, a magazine article, something you've written yourself. On one of the Tech for Senior guys went to ChatGPT and said, I'd like to read a couple paragraphs about such and such subject doing such and such. And then he took what that produced and he put it in this product to get the table of contents, frequently asked questions, a conversation about it. And then he made it into inserted it into a PowerPoint and it did the talking. People that have a podcast will create the two voices talking to each other and use it as part of a podcast. And I just find it fascinating. And I kept thinking, if I was a student and I had a chapter to read and understand, and I thought, oh, this is hard to get my mind around, blah, blah, blah. I've got to find time to read it. Upload the chapter in here and have the podcast, the little generated voice discussion, come back and, talk it over and tell you, share what it's about. And I thought, wow, what a way to absorb an article and understand something that's as a study tool. And then people in businesses, upload their business things, they get more heavy into it. And then they use the choices here to create a summary, create a table of contents, compare what it says about one particular item in my 3 sources and tell me where they agree or where they disagree. I mean, you can just start going all over. The one person I read said, upload your manual for your car or your appliance at home or some technology software, and then go in and ask a quick question and say, does my manual tell me how to do this? Or can you explain what it has to say about doing that? And
wouldn't this be great for non-readers?
Yes, non-readers too, isn't it? I think, or someone needs that extra help of having, absorbing something and then go back and read it, try to read it maybe make more sense.
Visually impaired.
Yeah.
Too hard to read an automobile manual.
Or like a long time ago, I had someone when I was working at the library who had to drive back and forth to Columbus regularly, and she had documents she was supposed to be reading, and she said, is there something that can translate this into an audio for me? Well, later on I became aware of tools that would do that, but at the time I think we really Mickey Moused it, as they say. But I'm thinking that could work for this, right? I mean, you could get 2 people podcasting it.
As long as you can get the document digitized.
Yes, you have to get it digitized.
It has to be OCR.
Right, and I think they want it in a PDF format, so.
Not necessarily.
Or doc.
Web pages, but.
Yeah, the web pages, yeah. But I mean, a book usually would be.
Could be, yeah.
Because they might have digital rights management on it and stuff.
Yes, right.
So I wasn't. And then you can get into asking these tools to make a song in the style of a summer day, music, or give me an illustration of a chimpanzee in the jungle, or I don't know, or of 2 friends sitting together and contemplating the sun, the star, maybe the moon. But all of these things can be generated now by these tools and put together, and it's just amazing, I think, to think what is going to be happening. I know I listened to Text for Seniors on Mondays, and then on Thursdays they go over some what's in the news on podcast. Anyway, they're using it now. They're using it to write their little stories, and then they maybe go in and tweak it to their own preference. And they've even started incorporating a little podcast of two people talking. Well, right now though, since it's all brand new, that you only get the same two voices. And if you play around with it a lot, you're gonna know, oh wait, they're using those two voices. I know how they got this podcast. But as time goes on, there'll be different voices. I think Gemini was giving you a choice of voices, didn't it look like it?
No, Bing was, or
Oh, Bing.
Copilot.
Copilot
Because
was.
it didn't do the preview because I wasn't signed in apparently.
Okay, yeah. But as you go along, they're gonna start to introduce this, but right now most of these are free. Like I said, they want to test them out and get it the way they want it, and then they'll perhaps offer, well, you can use it for an hour a day, half hour a day free, and then after that there's going to be a fee, something like that. Or if you're in a business, I can say a business maybe finding the right tool and being willing to pay for a subscription to it. There's one more about Nikki, one more on the the second one. Yeah, the second one, because we played the 4 minute.
This one.
Here's how to turn your documents into engaging audio discussions using Notebook LM. First, head to notebooklm.google.com, select New Notebook, then add at least one source. You can choose up to 50 sources like docs in Google Drive, websites, YouTube videos, or paste copied text. Next, click Generate under Audio Overview. It'll take a couple minutes, and then you can listen right in Notebook LM or download the audio to listen elsewhere.
For anyone who hasn't heard of it yet, Notebook LM. It's basically like having a personal AI researcher in your back pocket.
Okay, yeah, I've heard a little about this.
You upload your documents and it helps you really get to grips with them.
Right, like summarizing, answering questions. I've even heard it can make study guides.
To learn more ways to use Notebook LM, head to notebooklm.google.
So that's a very short one. But again, you can see how it's kind of mind-blowing to me.
It's nice.
What did they say? I'm not sure.
Oh, right now?
Yeah, what?
He went fast.
What did they say you could do with Notebook LM?
LM?
It's basically a document storage type, well, not really storage, but it's a collection of documents or links or web pages that you create, and then you can do summarization on it. You can have them you can do searches, things like that on the things you've uploaded or pointed to.
So like you got a medical article and you upload it into there. Once you see how that works, it's pretty easy. And then you can ask it questions and say, so what would be the first symptoms of this ailment, or what possible, if I have these symptoms, what could it possibly be? Or, whatever your question is, and it'll answer. Or you can say, summarize, what are the main bullet points of this 4-page article, that I should be thinking of. Or then you can have it generate and make a discussion where two people are talking about the content of that article. So it's just different ways to help you understand what the article is, to make sense of it, to learn from it. Because sometimes just when you're confronted with a whole long article, lots of text, you're going, oh my goodness, I got to keep my mind focused on this, and what I might want is in here somewhere if I skim or but this will help you absorb it. And if you put 2 or 3 articles on a subject in there, or a web page and an article and a new magazine article, you can say, please compare these 3 sources and tell me what they all agree on. I thought that was an interesting one. Or tell me where they don't agree on the same issues, type of thing. or summarize it, or make a FAQ, or talk about it between two people. It's interesting when they have the voices, because they're like kind of stuttering a little and interrupting each other and going, oh yeah, that's interesting. You know? And so they're making conversation out of this information you want to come to terms with. I know when I was taking classes at Cleveland State, every once in a while I find a text that we were using that was actually a book, actually an audio book. I could listen to it while I drove. I could take my notes. I take file cards along my path.
Good morning. How you doing?
Trying to make.
Did you tell that person that?
Oh, it's Ellen, the other Ellen. Anyway, I just think it's going to open up all kinds of things. And on the list here that you'll find on our website is how to create a podcast about anything in seconds, a notebook, a guide to practical examples, and will podcasts transform learning? On the news last night on Channel 3, towards the very end, because they always get, you know, the news does, they give you teasers. Oh, tonight we're going to talk about, well, 55 minutes into the news show, they give you the information. But they talked to a teacher who looked like it was middle school, maybe high school, or junior high, and how he's using it in the classroom. Now he's using a certain product or version of all of this, but the kids are all on their computers learning it, and he's facilitating it, walking around, introducing it, answering questions, and he says, you got to embrace it. You know, this is going to be part of it. Teaching and learning in the field. This is it. Someone said, asked, do you think this will change education like computers did 10 years ago? And he said 10 times as much or more. And might as well get on board now, because I can see how children would, if you're not addressing it, they're working in the background. They're clever enough. But again, if it helps them understand it, understand the material, how you get there isn't as important. So that's these links are all on the webpage if you want to go back and watch it again, or do another one that goes into it a little more and gives more examples of how, like, Notebook LM can be used. Any questions about that?
Nope.
I had also wanted to bring, since it was sitting in my lap, the newspaper from Sunday. Scammed. This can happen to you. And I know at the beginning here it talks about how much last year there were 774 scams with a loss of $1.2 million. The average damage per victim was about 11,000. And this is just for Cuyahoga County, I think. So he goes on in the article, tells you, you know, things to watch for. And there are things we've talked on. And one thing they reminded you is if you're reading something that says, oh, this is exciting information we're going to give you, click here, don't click. You know, even if you go to it and it starts to look interesting, it's not. When I go to a page and I click the first one over and it says, here are 2 sentences and another click. 2 sentences, another click. No. They're just collecting clicks, and then who knows what they'll do about it. So
the best you can do is be wasting your time. The very best.
There's things going to waste your time, absolutely. I can put a link to this on. I'll send it around. It was in the Plain Dealer, but I think it was from the staff of the Plain.
How many scams were there, and who Who was the reporting agent?
Okay. And damage for victim, Cheryl Harris, the county's Director of Consumer Affairs, shared in a recent presentation to county council members.
Okay,
So
that's
somebody
just-
has some
That's
credentials.
just the ones that she found out about.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm not. Yeah, I'm not sure how they.
that's the tip of the iceberg.
It says,
So many people get scammed and are embarrassed, they never.
that's a big part of it.
That's
There's, oh my God, I can't believe I was so dumb. I can't tell my kids.
They'll take the car keys.
Today, those losses have more than doubled. She warned in the first 10 months of this year, her offices tracked 890 scams in the county for a total loss of 2.9 million or 26,000 per victim. At least 2 of the victims lost their homes. Now, not a lot of them will really be nervous. They're coming to get me. The scammers know a lot about us because of the breaches that, you'll hear, like Target's commercial database has been hacked. They'll give you a free monitoring of your.
Oh, did you hear on, when you get the free monitoring, if you read all the way down to the bottom, what you're getting for free is their absolute right to get into your data.
Oh my God, even be worse.
Whatever they want with it. Yeah, that's what you get when you get that free data protection and or free identity theft protection or any of that stuff.
It says most people now know how to spot romance scams. For a while I was watching, I fall down these rabbit holes on YouTube. I was watching these romance scamming situations, and most of them were women, but there were men, and they said, oh no, I'm sure he's religious like I. I'm sure he's what he says he is.
How do you, nobody would ever lie. How do you get a person, communicate to a person to stop? I have a friend.
Oh, a friend.
Yeah.
Who? Well, that's the thing. Even when Dr. Phil was doing this, he would go through it. He'd say, okay, do you see on the screen? Do you see the language they're using is off of a website they go to get this kind of language? You see that he's using the picture of this guy over here who has nothing to do with what's going on here. They just stole his picture. Okay, I see it, I understand. And then they go back.
Right.
They go back and want more because it built I think it built an emotional need to talk, someone care.
Yeah.
Every morning he asks me how I'm doing and do you have breakfast? What's breakfast got to do with it? But
well, now that with the artificial intelligence, they can really do it.
I said that if somebody made the right artificial intelligence thing to fill that need as a companion, but didn't ask you for money. Because the ones, the scam ones, I just need $50 to get, once you send them $50, then if I could have some Apple gift cards, I'll pay you back. I got the money.
She had a guy who was in Africa and he had gold bars.
It's always gold bars.
Gold bars, but he didn't have the money to get to the United States.
Oh, that's the same.
He went to Nigerian first.
It's the same.
He's sending money to get. I said, you can't sell a gold bar. But this has been going.
They're absolutely.
I can't break her.
They show them that there's a highly concentration coming from Nigeria. And they just sometimes they just sit in rooms and then they share. This one's a soft touch. Why don't you log in and start talking to her too?
Back to homes, you mentioned homes in that article. You can go to Lorraine County, and I'll send it to you.
The real estate?
Yeah, because there's.
You can put a lock on.
Transferring of titles.
Yes, you can put a lock on.
Yeah, and there's.
I was at another program.
Lorraine County, I think it's the auditor's office.
Yeah.
Or one of those, that your grandson is in jail.
Oh
yeah.
That one's.
I want to hear more about the locking of your title. Where's that?
At the recorder's office in Lorraine County.
Recorder.
Yeah, where all
I
the,
don't know what.
those things are
part of
archived.
it, but do you have it? I'll send it to you.
Yeah, I had, well, but I was at a program at the Amherst Library and she was talking about some of these issues and she mentioned that and then I saw that it was there, but I think it's most vulnerable if you haven't paid it off or if you have paid it off, one way or the other. If you have paid it off, that's when you're most vulnerable.
If you have your title free and clear.
Right.
Yeah.
But, you know, there's always, I mean, there's some things you can't avoid, like a lien, somebody comes and.
A lien, yeah.
Builds you a patio and you don't pay it, well, you know, there's gonna be a lien on your property. And you can't avoid that, and if it's big enough that it's practically the same as having title to your house.
Yeah, it gets real messy, real messy.
Of course, like if you don't hire scoundrels and then you pay your bills as you go, you're probably gonna not get into that.
I have it in here because I sent it to some of my kids. You can check LoraineCountyRecorder.gov to sign up for property alert and free fraud alert.
Okay, so it's not a lock, it's alerts. That's the way it is with Erie County. I can't do a lock, but I can do.
Yeah, it varies by county, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah.
And make a note of that for our newsletter.
To help protect you against title robbery and loss of home. And so.
Well, you feel like you're doing something. It's like when you lock your credit report.
Yeah.
Well, that's different. That's the true lock.
Yeah.
Whereas the alerts are just alerts.
When I bought
After
this,
the fact.
when I bought this car, I had to go in and unlock my 3 credit bureaus, and the third one, the notes I had on how to, didn't want to work, so I had to go in and do this and do that.
They wouldn't tell you which one they were gonna use.
Well, now they wanted all 3.
Oh, I hate that.
And then I think you unlock it for like a week or something, and it automatically relocks.
No, well,
They
you can
promised.
install it for a period of time, yes.
Yeah,
Or
you
can
pick
do
a
it
period of
permanently.
time, yeah.
But I wouldn't do it. Well, I did. When I was looking for a car, I'd had it for about a week. But once I knew, you know, if you know what you're gonna buy and you know the dealer you're gonna work with and all that kind of stuff, I would just do it for that.
Yeah,
day.
like I could have gone to the credit union and just cleared myself for a certain amount, I think,
Yeah.
ahead of time, and then,
Oh, you went to, okay, right.
I don't know.
I like that you can, some of the credit cards, you can freeze them, you're like, your card goes down and your shirt's in the Bermuda Triangle next to your console. But until you find it, you're having a.
My Discover
cancel it.
Discover does that real easily, right on the main page, like lock it. Cause my granddaughter had my extra card and she called and said, Grandma, I'm not by my car, but I think it's in my car, but I don't have it in what I'm carrying. So could you lock it? And then when she called me, then she texted me later and said, oh, it was a different part of my wallet.
Good grandma.
So I went in.
Where you keep other people's money.
Evidently. Good point.
Special location in your wallet.
Well, Grandma, I couldn't get into my part of it. Anyway. So I just thought, since this was in the paper Sunday, if anybody wants me to send this to them, or we could photocopy it. We can photocopy it before we leave.
That'd be good.
I thought that was appropriate to our age group. But
it's not, I mean, they're gullible people of all ages. It's not unique to seniors by any means.
But the romance ones, I just don't get it. And if you watch these shows, like on YouTube, like I was doing, or even Dr. Phil when he was on, you see the same scenario exactly. Like you said, gold bars, and he's stuck in another country. A lot of times they work for a shipping thing that makes, and they can't get home. And I got money, I got tons of money. I just gotta get through this rough patch. And you're sending
your fault, gold bars.
I mean, who among us think it's in terms of gold bars? So I guess you could buy them at Costco.
Gold bars.
Gold bars, right?
Well, you can buy, I think it's ounce ingots.
It's what?
Ounce.
An ounce worth?
You can't buy a bar, I don't think, but you can buy it by the ounce.
By the ounce.
Back to your presentation. Okay, I want to go on there and I want to get information. Now, I'm very near after this recent election where everything is political.
Yeah, still.
From not just this nation, but other nations.
True.
And so I just want, like, the old time where I went to the library and
you
I got good
trust it.
solid research. Yeah, they trusted, yeah.
Is there a question?
How do you trust what you're searching for?
What they're gonna
If you were searching for a certain attention deficit or something, you're less likely to be
Yeah, and you go to
illegal.
multiple sources and.
Yeah, she actually run a research check because of a child that has it.
Yeah.
And she's afraid she might bump into.
Well, that's different, where,
Yeah.
you know, medical information. Like,
Yeah, that's not
you know,
gonna
you
be.
can go to health.com or, you know, there's all kinds of reputable medical sites that you
Yeah.
can
But,
go
but
to. But
just general information, if one of my grandkids is a college student and wants general information, how do you know if it's not?
Well, if it's political, I don't think you can know.
I mean, not even, but they're going into all kinds of areas now and trying to influence what happens, you know, and.
Well, that's.
How do you know that it's not from China, North Korea, Russia, or even American people who are trying to?
Yeah, and that's.
Well, you can kind of tell by your source. I mean, if you're looking for definition of ADD or ADHD.
Well, but she's thinking of
just
anything, but
more
still, a lot
general
of it
things.
is like Nancy said, you know, you gotta consider the source, you gotta do multiple sources, diverse sources, and common sense. You know, a lot of it is common sense, so.
Triangulation.
Yeah.
The Mayo Clinic, John Hopkins and Cleveland Clinic all say the same thing. They're probably not right.
But like, I can see there was a story on a campus last night on the news that vandals, you imagine young people had gone in and spray painted all over the brickwork in the outside of the school. And it was something with the taking sides with the issue in Israel, the Palestine area, and then and they were spray painting, and you got to pay attention to my position. I mean, I don't know how you say the right, whose position is flawlessly right, because that conflict has been going on for centuries. But and a lot of the tools like Gemini and ChatGPT are being trained, supposedly, to not give an opinion on things. Like during the election, it did not want to give you an opinion. Who should I vote for? And it would not tell. You said, oh, this is a personal decision. You should make yourself. That kind of thing. But a lot of people have said, well, I can trick it into telling me something. But then I wouldn't even trust that because tricked it.
Right.
It's not easy, but change is not easy. I saved another paper out of the article where it says that there's this huge trial where they are treating some rare cancers with 3 pills a month. And I'm thinking, oh, that's going to be exciting, you know, that they're getting a handle on a treatment for 3 that would only take 3 pills a month instead of chemotherapy or whatever.
Does it mention the cost of it?
Don't ask. And you know that then you get into the pharmaceutical industry and what a ripoff that could be.
Yeah, going back to the political opinions, you know, in one of those, like, you know, Alexa or maybe something else. They asked the question about the opinion, how to vote for what's the qualities and this and that. They gave one opinion if you ask for Trump, then different opinion for.
It would support either whatever side you wanted to find information on.
And the negative was on the Trump side and positive, and then they were called upon it, so they, they backed off and they said, no, we didn't, it was just a computer glitch or something.
It's always a computer glitch.
I ran into somebody the other day who said, they were glad Trump got in because they won't have boys in the girls' bathroom.
Oh my God.
I'm sorry, what was the question?
They won't have, he said because Trump got in, they will not have boys using the girls' bathroom. Now that's a whole issue.
All right, enough of that. What else, are we done here?
Yeah, I think
We're trying to straighten them.
anybody else have something a little close to our subject?
I want to do my fashion show. I am not a fashion maker,
You found
but look what I found.
You found your old t-shirt. I like it.
Great County Computer Users Group with my
Well,
name on it.
I've got one the same color, and my dog chewed the collar and the hole, but the emblem is still there, so I can't say to thinking, well, maybe I can cut the emblem out.
What year is this from?
80 time, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah.
80s?
80, when 80
But
was
it was
involved.
probably,
That was my wardrobe.
probably the 90s.
90s, I think. I think we were going to Gould Auditorium at the time.
Oh, that was a long time.
Yeah.
I didn't start till the aughts and there were no shirts at that
No
point.
shirts.
No shirts.
We're such a small group anymore.
Right.
But we went to Gould for a long time.
Yeah, that was a good place, because we were getting over 300 people.
Are we done? We're gonna.
Yes, I think
make
we're
a
done.
motion and done.
Any questions from Don or Ellen?
Nope.
Okay.
I'm sure you're clear as hell on this, but please email me, text me or something if you have a question.
And
I'll-
the links on the webpage.
And the links are there. Go back and watch those again and play around with it, because I think
That's really what it.
that's what it's gonna take. And if you're trying it and you have trouble kind of get signed in, and maybe we can help you see, oh, just do this, and then you can keep going and be fine. So it's here.
Mickey and Sandy, Tom.
We need a motion to adjourn.
Mickey and Sandy.
Who?
Me and you.
Mickey's made the motion and I seconded.
Even though she didn't know.
I can't say that, and everybody agreed.
Thank you.
Stay, we're going.
Thank you.
See you guys.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Thanks for coming.